First try glitch?
Oh, the glitch ace. Simon, shout out here.
Oh? Actually?
Go to the top one. Oh! Okay, wait, that's the teaser right there. That's the teaser.
So good.
Oh!
Back to
teaser. Khang and I are here. Etowah Disc Golf Course, Riverside Park, up in Cartersville, Georgia. A little bit of a drive, but honestly not as far from Atlanta as I expected. This course looks very wooded and technical, and we haven't played it before.
It's not even just wooded, it's mountainous.
Yeah.
It's a lot of elevation change.
We're here at our starting hole. We're starting at hole 10, and it is a hike. So we're interested to try it out, interested to see the course. Playing doubles. Khang, what's our goal coming into this?
I don't know.
It's to win. Our goal is to win.
Our goal is to win. Yes, obviously.
Yeah, just like our last doubles tournament, you know, we crushed that one. Be sure to check those videos out if you haven't. We did really well at Chattahoochee Point Park, but here this course looks a lot tougher.
Yeah.
And we haven't, like I said, we haven't played it before, so really interested to try it out. Let's see how we play. Let's get it, Khang.
Let's go.
All right, so Chris here with a little solo commentary for the tournament here. We're kicking off at hole 10, which is 250 feet. There are two very narrow fairways you can choose from. I'm going with the Crave. I believe I'm going at the right side. Yep. A little wider than I wanted, but still pretty good. Sneaks through. Should have like a edge of circle look from there. I believe Khang is going to be going down the left side though with the turnover. I'm not sure what he's throwing though. He's something with Discraft. Not too much flip. Ooh, but a nice little counter skip. So we're going to have options. I think this one is from mine. So we have like a edge of circle look. I don't know if we're just inside, just outside. So let's see Khang putting with the Fireflies. Nice putt to kick off. Starting with the birdie. Hole 11 is 185 feet, par 3. Super downhill. You could just see the basket there. I'm going with a nice floaty shot with the glitch, but I throw it with a little bit of Anheuser off to the right, so not amazing there. Khang, I think he's going with a soul overhand and he's doing a tomahawk to see if he can get through a little skinny gap down the hill, straight ahead at the basket. Nice and soft. Ooh, but it hits a tree on the right side, so unfortunately didn't really make it through. So we're going for mine again. You can see the basket's not too far away, and it's super downhill still. Putting with my A5 just to get a little bit of right to left motion, so not bad there, pretty close. Easy tap in for par at least. Khang's up next. Straight at it, just a little off to the right without enough fade. And here we go, tapping in for par. Hole 11 is 200 feet, par 3. You can see the basket straight ahead. The only danger here is the parking lot to the right, which is OB. So I'm throwing my A5, which is nice and overstable, high on hyzer, and I get it parked almost next to the basket. A little bit short there, but we should have like a 15-foot putt. So Khang has the green light, taking his zone. I believe he's going to try to run it just to really get at it. That was a good effort, had a pretty good height, just faded a little bit early it looked like. But you can see, yeah, 10-foot putt there, no problem for the birdie. So now we're here at hole 12, which is 305 feet, par 3. You can see the basket is ahead. The road does not play OB here, but those little white pylons to the right and beyond do. So Khang throws something nice and overstable. Pretty good.
Khang forgot to record my shot.
I'm so sorry.
But
it was such a good shot. I just stopped. I was watching it the whole time instead of hitting record. I was like, oh crap! I'm supposed to hit record.
It's all good. I think yours is a little better anyway. Like it should be close.
Yours is.
We'll see. We both had really good shots.
Yeah,
I see mine right here on the road. Yeah. Road not OB on this hole.
Road not OB.
But I think aren't you up by the railroad ties?
I thought it rolled back down.
But I think it's so close. Mine's right here. Where is it?
Yeah, in the middle of the road, and mine's up there, but it rolled down, I thought.
We'll see.
So Khang's actually stayed up, so we have like an edge of circle look, awkward footing, going for a little aesthetic putt through the uprights. Off to the right a little bit, good height, but needed to go a little more direct. Oh, and then the roll away back out into the road. So that's gonna be a long comebacker, so hopefully Khang can get us something in the basket, or at least something that stays close for a par. Little hyzer there. I started rolling, but it looks like it's settled, so we should have a nice, easy tap in. This is a little outside actually, but no problem for Khang. Hole 13, 222 feet, par 3. A little left to right motion here. There's a small creek in front of us as well that we're throwing over, but we totally will clear that, no problem. My turnover ends off a little bit too turned over, so it's short and it's off to the right. Khang throwing a forehand with a T-bird, I believe. He juices this without any fade, so that's gonna be a pretty long one. I think we have to go for mine, yep. So we still have like a look, edge of circle look here, I believe. Oh no, oh, and the roll back towards the creek. I don't know if the creek is casual, but I think it's out of bounds. So let's see if I can get this in here. Ooh, just a little high, and it's rolling? No, it's settled, thank goodness. So tap in for par again. Hole 14, 320 feet, par 3. There are a couple of gaps to hit here, and then there is a creek that runs in the middle, and that bridge. So Khang's throwing through the left gap, gets super lucky and lands on the bridge, which is not considered out of bounds. I'm aiming for the right gap here. I think I'm throwing my wave, it looks like, just trying to get something down. 320 feet is a little outside my range. Looks pretty good out of my hand, but I squared the tree on the right side and landed in the creek, so my shot is out of bounds. So because of that, we're going from Khang's on the bridge, which does sort of impact our throws just a little bit. Luckily the railings are low, so we can still get full swings. I'm just trying to get a little approach with my PA3, and I just throw it like a little baby, really short on hyzers, so it's way off to the left. So that isn't ideal. We got Khang here with the zone on a forehand. Puts a little anhyzer on it. Ooh, but it's fading early. So it ends off onto the right. Khang's distance though was significantly better than mine, but we are putting for mine. I think the footing was just a little bit flatter, but we're just outside the circle here, I believe. Pretty short there. Hopefully Khang can get something close, but we're guaranteed a par from mine at least. A nice easy tap, and definitely something that Khang can run here. Ooh, that was so close. Just a little low into the cage. Hole 15, 333 feet, par 3. The road plays like a river that's out of bounds, but there is some grass on the right side that Khang is tracking to that is considered to be in bounds still. I am throwing my wave again, I believe. Shank it off to the right. I was pulling to the right a lot in this tournament, I remember. It's sort of tracking towards the car. Actually, it just ends up out of bounds in that parking lot over there. So we're going to be going from Khang's with a little jump putt approach. I'm probably giving this a little bit of a run though. High straight at the basket, just off to the right, I believe, and it's rolling away. I think I had like a 50-foot comebacker from there. So Khang also going for it still, just past the basket, good height, maybe a little off to the right though, but his settled a bit closer to the basket. We're still left with like a 15-20 foot putt here though. This is not a gimme, but Khang made it no problem, so came away with a par. Hole 16, 269 feet, par 3. The basket is going to be way off to the left, so we're going with something overstable into the woods here. Khang's shot, I think, was this volt, and that looked pretty solid. Maybe just a little short, but should still have a look at the basket. And I know that I was throwing the bear here, so let's see. Nice flat release, and it carries nice and straight before having a nice strong fade towards the area where the basket is. And it's also a little bit short. I think we were decently close to each other though. So Khang here. Edge of circle look again. This is sort of our favorite area to be putting from this tournament. Ooh, that looked really good. Just off to the right. Good height again. My turn now. Oh, and I thought that was going in the whole way. It was just a hair low. Oh, that felt bad. I thought it was in. Hole 17 is 330 feet, par 3. Sort of aiming for this wide gap in the basket is off to the left, so Khang's shot, not bad. I think it's going to be a little short and left, but it was a pretty good shot. I'm throwing my lightweight X3 here, trying to do something similar. I put a bit of anhyzer on it on accident, but luckily I don't have that much arm speed. I avoid all of the trees, so I am just sort of in the mouth of that opening. But Khang's was a little bit closer. You can see just a little short. Got a just outside of the circle look here. Again, our favorite distance to putt from. At least you would think so, based on how many times we ended here. I thought that was another good run there, just a little bit high hitting the band, but it didn't roll away or fly away too far either, so we should have an easy comebacker for par if Khang can't make this putt. Pretty close, but it looks like it just started to fade out early, but we came away with another par. Hole 18, 404 feet, par 4, so very doable par 4 here. Just a little wide, pretty wide fairway here. I'm throwing my wave, I believe, on a little bit of anhyzer. Could have used just a little bit more to keep it turned over, but that was pretty solid. Just a little bit of a flare skip off to the left though. Khang is also throwing his wave. Pretty flat release, but you could see his turned over significantly more because he does have faster arm speed. At this point, Khang was like, I really need something in between my overstable distance driver. I don't remember what his overstable driver is, and his understable wave. And I think after this tournament, he bought an H3. But here we go. Approaching to the basket, Khang is using his Envy and gets us like within 5 feet. So should be getting a nice birdie here. Going for a throw-in attempt then with the A5. Decent height, but very short. So not a great run, but at least we're coming away with a birdie. Hole 19, 300 feet, par 3. The basket is going to be off to the right, so you're just going to shoot through that wide gap with a turnover. Khang is using his heat. Pretty turned over. It gets tangled up in some of the leaves, so he thinks that's going to be pretty short. I'm throwing my Zeta's Moon here. I'm going to try to put a little anhyzer to keep it turned over as well. And that looks pretty good, right in the middle of the gap with a nice little pan to sort of glide towards the basket. Still short though. 300 feet with a fairway driver is going to be tough for me. So we're actually going for mine here. You can sort of see probably have 45, 50 feet here to the basket. Khang with a jump putt from with the Firefly. Ooh, drops it in. Let's go. That was a great putt all the way through. No question that was going in. So of course, giving Khang the juicy peach here. Look at that putt. Perfect. Right in the heart of the chains too. Let's go is right. Hole 20, 380 feet, par 3. This hole is a pretty tough one. It's outside of my range for sure, and there is a parking lot with a little driveway that counts as out of bounds. So I'm throwing just into the grass in front of that just to play something nice and safe, and I told Khang to really run it. Also up at the green, there are a couple of pylons that actually make the green more of an island green. So Khang blasted his wave off to the right. It definitely had the distance to make it to the basket, but unfortunately it did land past the pylons. Or I guess they're flags. You can see that the white flags there. Anything to the right of those is out of bounds, and that's where Khang landed. So we're going with an approach here, just getting it across the road. My approach game has been really bad as of late, so we ended up short with that approach. Khang going with a forehand approach, a little wide, but he gets the skip off the road, and that will result in a tap in for a par. All right, last hole of the actual circuit, hole 21 is 380 feet, par 3. Another island green, ace run attempt, going with the A5. You can see there's two baskets stacked on top of each other. We're going to be putting at the higher basket, so you want to get as close as possible, so if you miss your putt, you don't end up out of bounds. And I park it. Khang now going with the Envy. He was trying to blast it sort of straight at the Envy, or at the basket with the Envy, but threw it off to the right and it didn't really fade. But no problem because we get a birdie and then Khang struggles getting his disc back from the basket. Hole 1, 285 feet, par 3. Khang opting for a forehand. This is just a nice tight little fairway shot here. Several options, and that forehand looked great. I think that ends up inside the circle, so that was a really good shot. I'm going with a slight hyzer flip, but I throw it off to the right, and it turns over a good bit, so not an amazing shot. It had the potential, though, if I would have thrown it off a little bit more to the left. And you can see Khang's shot, really good 15-footer, easy birdie from there. Hole 2, 217 feet, par 3, another tight wooded shot here. I'm pretty sure I'm just aiming for the right gap here, and I get tangled up with some of the branches. I threw it a little higher than I wanted to, so we're maybe halfway down the fairway with mine. Khang taking the Envy. Similar gap that I was aiming for, and his made it all the way through. I'm pretty sure that almost hit the basket even. Oh, maybe not. It was a little short, but still easy birdie here for Khang, hopefully. Yeah, there it is. So back-to-back birdies. Hole 3 is 575 feet, par 4. This is a pretty wide tunnel all the way through. I'm going with my Undertaker here on a little bit of anhyzer. Carries nice and straight with just a little bit of fade, so ends up right in the middle of the fairway. And then Khang is going to get his wave here in order to blast it and see if he can get just a little bit more distance than me. But it looks like he early released. He was definitely trying to throw with a little bit of anhyzer, but something odd there was something odd with that throw. So we're going from mine here. Khang is taking, I actually don't know what disc this is. Something decently overstable, maybe his T-Bird. Off to the left there, hits a tree. I'm going with the Undertaker again. You can see the basket, it is just straight ahead. But I put way too much anhyzer on this. I think I was trying to rip it too hard. One of my biggest problems is I look up too early, which does cause me to like raise my shoulder and throw anhyzer a lot. So that was a problem that I am working with. So we're going from Khang's. I throw an A5, nose up, straight at the basket rather than off to the right. Still have like a 15-foot putt that we should make, but let's see if Khang can get us a little closer. Oh, maybe not. Probably going from mine, a little bit too much anhyzer on Khang, so we're putting from mine like a 10-foot putt, so this shouldn't be any problem getting this par. There it is. Hole 4, 222 feet, par 3, the famous Etowah Cave hole. One of Georgia's most iconic holes. A very aceable run here into a cave. I'm throwing a Crave, and I put a bit of anhyzer on it. It goes off to the right, but it doesn't roll down. The cameras wanted to just focus on the tree there. It doesn't roll down, so we have like a 20-foot putt there. Khang going with his Buzz, and he early releases it on hyzer as well, so not even close there. So we'll be going from mine. Actually, I think mine bounced up a little bit. This actually doesn't even look like 20 feet. This looks like 15-foot putt here. So, oh no, Khang off to the right. He told me to just stay there. He's like, I don't need to come. Got my putters ready though. See if we can secure a birdie here. All right, just snuck it in there just a little bit low, but we got it in for a birdie. Hole 5 is 282 feet, par 3. Really tight fairway that you want to go straight down, and then the basket is going to be off to the left. I'm going with my Bear. Throw it way to the right. It almost got lucky though, but unfortunately I did hit one of those trees at the end. That's about the area where you want the disc to start fading towards the basket because it's pretty left. Khang going with a T-Bird. Pretty good looking shot, but unfortunately it also hits a tree early on the left side. We're going from mine here, which in retrospect was probably a bad idea. We probably should have gone from Khang's. Mine has like a direct look at the basket and it's pretty open, but the footing is really awkward For some reason, I opt to go with my A5 here. I think I was trying to aim down the right gap and let it fade in, but I throw it so soft because of the footing. I should have stuck with my original plan where I was going to throw just a PA5 nice and gently. Khang going with a forehand, and again, the footing just messed him up as well, and he just threw his into the ground. So now we're left with like an outside of the circle look for par. Khang's shot was definitely better footing, but it was a little more obstructed, which is why we opted for mine, but we probably should have gone from his because the secure footing would have been a lot more beneficial. I give it a decent run. Off to the right though, unfortunately, which a lot of my putts have been doing. One of the things that's been happening, and I still do it even to this day, is I'll putt to the right with my PA3s because I expect them to be overstable, which they are, but I've been getting better spin on my putts, so they do tend to go straighter. Khang with a close run as well, but his off to the left. So let's tap in a bogey here, unfortunately. Hole 6 is 285 feet par 3. The basket is going to be off to the right, but it's a pretty wide fairway. But I completely missed the gap with my Zeta's Moon, but somehow it gets incredibly lucky and it doesn't hit a thing. Khang is going to try to do a turnover as well. He's using his heat, but he early releases it again and it goes into the first tree on the left. So we're putting from mine here. This is like a circle 2 jump putt here. Somehow, I don't know how, it snuck through and had a decent look at the basket. Pretty short still. So I go with a step putt and I managed to drain it as well. So Khang and I each with a nice circle 2 putt for birdies. Hole 7, 282 feet, par 3. This is a really tight shot here. And you just sort of want to go with like an overstable turnover like that works, where you can sort of see the basket straight ahead. I like to throw something overstable and hope to sneak through the trees and then have a little bit of fade at the end. But Khang thinks you can also just sort of aim at this hill and let it fade in. Oh, Khang's looked like it was tracking for a second, but it hit a late tree, but that was still a pretty solid attempt. You can see we got a jump putt for birdie here, and if we don't get it, at least we'll come away with an easy par, hopefully. Good attempt from Khang, just a little bit short, but like I said, we'll at least have a tap in for par there. And then we're going putting with my PA3s here, off to the right, just like I've been doing, and missing off to the right, just like I've been doing. Hole 8, 185 feet, par 3. This hole is pretty short, but it is super uphill. It is a hike to get to this basket. So Khang's ends up just a little bit short at the fallen tree, which is probably 50, 60 feet away from the basket. I also throw pretty high, and that was going to be short as well, but I get tangled up in some of the trees in the middle. So we're going from Khang's here. I'm just going with a little approach with the PA5. And that looks pretty close to me. Should be able to get a tap in, so Khang has the green light to go for it. He's thinking about doing a jump putt. He's making sure that he doesn't ram his leg into the branches poking out from this fallen tree here. Pretty good attempt from Khang as well. Both of us landing really close to the basket, so we'll tap in for par. And the last hole here, hole 9, 245 feet, par 3. Another tight wooded shot, throwing over a valley, and the tee pad is tiny, so you have to throw a standstill. I was trying to throw something with an M4 there, hoping it would flip up, but I put it on hyzer, and with a standstill for me, it's not going to get as much power, so there won't be much flip. I don't really know what I was thinking there. Khang going with a forehand with his T-bird off to the left, and it's getting a nice swing to the right, straight at the basket, and we should be parked for a birdie. Oh yeah, look at that. That was a great forehand from Khang.
And that was our round for the Etowah Fall Doubles in 2023. Khang and I shot -8 together, and in MA3, that got us 6th place, which is pretty respectable, I think, especially considering that Khang and I have never played the course before. I really enjoyed playing the course. I had heard from Bowie, who had played before. He said it's a really tricky wooded course, and it really is. They have a lot of tight fairways, but it felt like a
pretty well designed course, a lot of interesting shot shapes, different distances, some really long holes, some really short holes. The cave hole, hole 4, is beautiful. It's such a pretty looking hole. A lot of fun to just blast something directly at the basket in the cave. It was really a lot of fun, and the tournament overall was a great experience as well. As you saw in the beginning, we actually met up with some of our local kids in the area that are just bombers for their age, especially. They throw really well. I'm pretty sure they're both rated over 900 even. You saw that they were going for some ace runs on the last hole. So Khang and I were getting ready to leave, and they're like, no, we want to get an ace on camera. And we're like, you know what? All right, here you go. You got 30 seconds. If you hit an ace in 30 seconds, we'll put it in the video. So check this out.
You want an ace or not? You want an ace or not?
You're already at 7 seconds.
Oh, no. Oh, that's getting metal, though. That's it. Oh, my God. Stop, bro. It's so far.
Oh.
You're done.
They have infinite energy.
Oh, good.
Yes! Right in time. 30 seconds.
Yeah, it was so much fun. That ace was crazy last second. What a great experience. We had a lot of fun at the tournament, and this was my second to last tournament of the year. I actually played like 5 tournaments almost back to back to back at the end of, in that, like in September and October. I had like one more tournament at the Cab Memorial, a singles tournament. I actually got 3rd place, my first time making a podium finish. I still shot really poorly, but it was rainy, it was cold, so everyone was struggling, but it was nice wrapping up the 2023 season with some good finishes, a lot of fun doubles tournaments, and now here we are at the start of 2024. It's freezing right now. It's like 15 degrees outside. It is so cold. I need to head back inside sooner than later, but that is going to be it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't, I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. If you enjoyed watching this little tournament coverage video, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and ring that notification bell so you can be notified when our next episode comes out. Until next time, guys, cheers.